Okay guys, we talked about slope-intercept form before, the y equals mx plus b, and how we could graph using our slope and our y-intercept. Now we're going to look at another form called standard form. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. So our setup's different because we have our two variables on the same side and they're set equal to a constant. When we talk about these, the two things we need to know are x-intercept and y-intercept. X-intercept is the point where the line crosses the x-axis. Y-intercept, we know this, we've talked about this before, the point where the line crosses the y-axis. This is on your paper. Add this drawing up under the vocabulary. So again, remember y-intercept, this is our y-axis. So if it crosses at this point, our y-intercept is 0, 2. Our x-intercept, we go to our x-axis, it crosses at this point, -3, 0. Can't see a comma there. Okay? Add this to your vocab part so you have a picture with your words also. To find your intercepts, it's actually pretty easy. Again, if you think about your graph, if you're on the y-axis or the x-axis and you haven't moved off of those at all, one of your numbers has to be 0. So to find the x-intercept when you're on the x-axis, substitute 0 in for y and solve for x. Because if you're on the x-axis, you're not moving up or down at all. That's why we're going to substitute 0 for y. And it's always going to be 0. To find the y-intercept, you substitute 0 for x, and now you solve for y. Because again, if you're on the y-axis, you didn't move left or right at all. Okay, so it's always 0, solve for y. So let's do some examples. If we want to find the x and y intercepts of 4x minus 9y equals -12. Again, it's in standard form, ax, by, c. So step 1, we want to let x equal 0. Then we just substitute 4, we change x to 0, minus 9y equals -12. The good thing about making it 0 is anything times 0 is just 0. So you can, that's 0, that's gone. So we just have -9y equals -12. One-step equation, divide both sides by -9. Y equals 4 thirds. That makes an ordered pair because if you remember up here, we said x was 0. So x is 0, y is 4 thirds. Since we have the number for y, that's our y-intercept. So that gave us one of our intercepts, and to find our other intercept, now we let y equals 0. So if we substitute now for y equals 0, it's 4x minus 9 times 0 equals -12. Again, anything times 0, that part's going to be gone. So we're just going to have 4x equals -12. Another one-step equation, divide by 4. X equals -3. So now we have our ordered pair. Since we solved for x, that's our first number. We got that when we made y 0. So -3, 0 is our ordered pair. Since we have our x number, this is our x-intercept. Pause your video, make sure you have this copied down under your first example. Try example 2 on your own. Find the x and y intercepts of 2x plus 3y equals 12 on your paper. We check that one, same steps. Let x equal 0, so I substituted 0 for x. Remember, 2 times 0 is 0, so that's gone. 3y equals 12, divided by 3, y equals 4. Again, since it's my y number, that's my y-intercept. Then, finding my x-intercept, I substituted 0 for the y. So again, then that's 0, that's gone. 2x equals 12. Divide by 2 to know that x equals 6. Since we have our number for x, that's our x-intercept. Now that we know how to find intercepts, we can use them to make a graph, because if you see, after each problem, we've ended up with 2 points. So we're going to use this example, and if we graph it now, I knew my y-intercept was 0, 4, so I can plot 0, 4 over 0, up 1, 2, 3, 4. And I knew my x-intercept was 6, 0, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you're going to use your ruler. I know I don't have mine right now, but use your ruler to connect and extend. So when you're doing the graph, it's the work for the intercepts, and then you're almost done. Plot those 2 points, connect them on your line. They should, again, always cross on the y-axis for the y-intercept, the x-axis for the x-intercept. We'll do one example together. Graph 5x plus 2y equals negative 10. So from start to finish, first we start, again, let x equal 0. So we're substituting 0 for x, 5 times 0 plus 2y equals negative 10. Like we talked about before, 5 times 0, that part's gone. 2y equals negative 10. Divide both sides by 2. Y equals negative 5. Remember, that gives us an ordered pair. We plugged in 0 for x up here. We knew that y was negative 5. You can even go right ahead and plot that point, 0, negative 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we just need to find our other point, our x-intercept. So now we need to let y equal 0. So 5x plus 2 times 0 equals negative 10. Again, 2 times 0, 0. 5x equals negative 10. Divide both sides by 5. X equals negative 2. Again, we know our ordered pair. We got an x of negative 2 when we made y 0. So we can plot that point, negative 2. Negative 2, 0. Connect our points. You'll use a ruler, so it's straighter than my line. Try the next example. Pause the video, try your example, and then we'll check our next example. So in our last example, we are going to graph negative 3x plus 5y equals 15. Again, same steps. Let x equal 0, so I substituted 0 for x. That part's gone. 5y equals 15, divide by 5, y equals 3. So I got my ordered pair, x was 0, y was 3. Let y equal 0, so negative 3x plus 5 times 0 equals 15. 0 part's gone. Negative 3x equals 15. Divide by negative 3, x equals negative 5. So again, our ordered pair, x is negative 5, y was 0. So I just plotted those 2 points, 0, 3 is my y-intercept, and then negative 5, 0 is my x-intercept. Connected them with my ruler, extended my lines. I know you still have some more on your note sheet. We're going to pause for a second. We will finish that tomorrow, okay? I want you to practice just with the intercepts on the extra worksheet, the extra 8 problems. For each problem, do each step so you find your y-intercept and your x-intercept, and then graph.